Yo, what's good? Basically going to be just doing a backtesting video today, but a little bit different. Because initially Reesetrades posted his 100% win rate backtest there yesterday. Initially I was just going to watch it, but then I was like, I might actually get benefit if I do the exact same week of data that he's going over, try and do my process. And then whenever I do my process, say take a trade, don't take a trade, I go straight to his video and get instant feedback on what I'm doing, and then basically just get my thought process right and learn quick. So I've got my sites order ready, windows open, hoods up, we're ready to go. Okay. Right. Hopefully FX replay won't be too slow, because usually when I try and capture things, even trading view is very slow. So, because FX replay has got to be one of the slowest programs ever. Anyways, so I guess we'll start on the monthly just to kind of get our higher time frame in order. Got an unmitigated monthly here, just to realize, which is also probably in the discount of this range. Cool. Just going to keep ES on the same time frame. So this is just kind of the initial, just weekly what's going on. Okay, well, we've mitigated a monthly, but we've also got an unmitigated monthly below as well. Don't think it's going to be really that relevant for what's going on here, but we are inversing and disrespecting this bullish fair value gap on the monthly, which is a sign of bearishness. Same here, we're disrespecting bullish, at least creating bearish fair value gaps, so just a closer DOL would be here. And then on ES, that would be here, kind of just the same thing really. See what we're just getting on the daily. Again, I'll just do it on FX replays time. Okay, so at least we're disrespecting bullish fair value gaps, and we're respecting bearish. So I think we can be pretty confident we are going to these lows. It's also generated liquidity below here. So it'd be nice if, say, on a lower time frame, we have some sort of PD array, like a 4 hour, 2 hour. Oh, what is that? The blue one. Anyways, blue arrow, beginner arrow. So yeah, just to retrace into, and then maybe get a trade down to these lows. That would be the highest probability in line with what's going on in the higher time frame. So see what ES is doing. Pretty much the same. So now let's get into the meat of what we will actually need for this session and some scenarios. Okay. So we do have quite a massive range here. So there could be an argument for a deep retracement into, discounted ones. Well, if it's hitting there, I'm pretty sure it's going to those highs. So I think with how bearish we are, I don't think that's going to be that relevant. But what we do have, all right, on FX replays time, is this 4 hour, but also just, oh, what is that? No. Make it gray. We need no outline. Oh, that's better. At least better anyways. Okay, so probably just as obvious as you like, into that 4 hour fair value gap, lower generated here. Be quite nice. What do you have on ES to have that true manipulation? Okay, well, we're SMTing down here with ES, but again, the higher time frame, probably not too relevant. 4 hour fair value gap here. Cool. I think, the rest aren't that relevant. So again, again, I always keep saying again. So we're SMTing down here. We're expecting this 2 hour fair value gap, but this has probably reached its objective. So I would see that the retracement to the 4 hour is probably going to be quite likely. Hopefully we get something on ES as well. Because even if we have some sort of, well, that's not going to be formed yet at market open. No 1 hour. Well, not any worth taking anyways. We have a 30 minute within here. We're in a 30 minute. Interesting. So again, that would appease the true manipulation aspect of the day, I guess. Perfect. So I don't think there's much more to look for on NASDAQ. We don't even have 30 minutes in here. So scenarios. So the highest probability scenario is going to be, retrace up here and get our model within there to take lower. I think with the SMT at the lows, and if we start disrespecting this 30 minute on ES, maybe a continuation towards the 4 hour fair value gap to then take it lower. Or if we just start tanking, getting a 15 minute here, continuation down to there. That's what I would probably say for now. Okay, so we definitely don't have anything here. Okay, let's just see what happens at open. And I'll go to open on ES as well then. Okay. We didn't have anything. Well, we're coming into this 5 minute. Let's just look at this trade, but we're not going to take it because I just don't, I don't think we really have a higher time frame key level here. Do we have anything on ES? And also we're coming out of this 30 minutes. So again, you'll be targeting high resistance here on ES. And again, your stop loss is not, this low is not protected because it's just an SMT, but out of what key level, So we'll just watch the trade play out, but we won't take it because it's not what I'm going to take, basically. Okay, on FX replays time. I'd say we presumably got some sort of setup here. Well, that 30-second would have been probably invalid. Technically get a 15-second, but it would have been in 30 seconds. So if you had weighted conviction, I guess, but it's just invalid because it's coming into the 1 minute anyway. So let's just see how it plays out. Well, it plays out to these highs anyways. Interesting. Just see what happens the rest of the session. ES barely moves. Okay, so I'm thinking some sort of continuation towards the 4 hour, or unless we hit the 4 hour, then maybe some shorts. So what are we getting? Nothing yet. See, now here's another issue. I would need ES to hit the 4 hour as well. Oh geez. Now we're in the 4 hour. Let's just see if we get structure, and then I'll review the structure after it forms. Oh bro, I don't know how to change these time intervals. 3 minute. No. No, because we're inversing this 30 minute. We've got this 4 hour above on ES with low resistance. So even though this is an SMT, it's just less likely to play out because there's no key level on ES as well. So again, for me, I would like all the win rate drivers on my side because I don't win a lot. So let's just keep playing price out. What time is it now? Okay, we're well into 10 o'clock anyway, so we've got this 15-minute candle opening. As we're coming into a 15-minute or something. No. Again, like what I'm thinking is like, you know, potentially like, you know, a continuation of this 3 minute, but just because ES hasn't come into any key level, I just don't really see why. But again, there's nice liquidity resting down here, but ES is just coming into nothing. It's also very late in the session. Stop hunt. Ooh, I like the structure and the displacement here. Why is ES being an asshole? Yeah, already's. Ugh. Okay, we're going to tape read it, but I'm not going to take it because it's not really valid. But I would probably take it to these lows. Let's get a break-even point. Is there really a break-even point? No. Unless ES has anything. Maybe this intermediate term low on ES, if we hit that, then potentially I might go break even, but I'll probably just see how it looks. So I'd be break even now. You can imagine. Let's just cool. I think that's all I can really see in that day. I'm going to stop the recording now. I'm going to watch what Reese had to say about that, and then I'm going to do a review, basically what happened there. So cool, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, cool. Overall, actually, after watching Reese's viewpoint on that day, I'm actually quite happy with my thought process. There was one thing I did actually miss, which may actually have made this valid. Obviously, Reese didn't take this or anything in this day. So, again, I faded it, he faded it. I mean, that's pretty good for a beginner, wouldn't you say? So, this 3 minute, obviously, here. But on ES, I was saying there was no key level. I completely missed this 30 minutes. So, the fact that we're SMTing here, so the fact that we're SMTing here, creating this 3 minute, generating this beautiful liquidity, and then we also have this agreed upon 15 minute here. What's the liquidity like running up to that? Yeah, I mean, we have this anyway, so this potentially could have made this trade valid? And to be honest, would I have gone break even at just a random 4-hour intermediate term low on ES? Let's see if there's a reason to. So what do we have on ES? So we've got all protected stop loss with this SMT within a 30-minute fair value gap. We bought all these generated, even these lows here, not sweeping. We got this really aggressive displacement. It's possibly not a place you would go break even, but maybe, yeah. I don't know. I think that was a good trade, and then there's nothing else for the rest of the day because we're kind of within a high resistance scenario because we've got this SMT within the 4-hour, and we're hitting we hit a 30-minute here. So again, this is where we get choppy delivery. So like, let's say if you decided to take a long, and see, this is my point about what I want to improve is I don't want to be in trades like this anymore, where even though this, I think, plays out, it's going to be chop fest city, because you're within high resistance and high resistance. There's no real reason for price to take the high or the low. So, it's literally just a 50-50 guess, I would say. Is that something you actually want to be involved in? Nah. But it wins. Cool. So let's move on to the next day. Bro, how do I use this again? Go to, New York. Whoa. Okay, daily. What do we have? Okay. Daily fair value gap tapped, also with this new week opening gap, I presume, or something. Still edging this sell side on the weekly, but this is adding a little tasty confluence to take us down there. What do we have on ES? Okay, we have a daily fair value gap above with the week opening gap as well, which we haven't hit on ES, and we're also taking out this liquidity. So there could be an argument for retracing higher, potentially taking out this intermediate term high in this daily and retracing into this on ES. But we have something on the lower time frame, potentially, because we're coming out of these. Out of these. This kind of 4-hour fair value gap kind of area here, and we're displacing lower, so there's potentially a lower time frame PD array. Why is it called a PD array? Like a fair value gap in there. Let's just see on NASDAQ first before we start getting too lost in the sauce on ES. Okay, that's looking good. So we still have these it's an SMT. Anyways, so let me just see what's in this leg here. Oh God. Nothing on the 2-hour. Okay, well, we're coming off this hourly. This is very, very similar to the scenario we had last week with basically the daily providing an hourly and the hourly being respected. So that was kind of how I determined my bearish bias. So, again, we're disrespecting bullish, respecting bearish. What do we have on ES on the hourly? Same goddamn thing, bro. Same goddamn thing. So we're coming out of this hourly. So these lows look quite nice because it's just kind of generated below it, and then he hasn't even taken them on ES. Cool. Anything within that then? 30-minute, etc. 15-minute. Okay, we're actually in the 15-minute. Ooshies, how the hell do we get involved here? Same thing here on ES. I reckon we're just going to take the lows straight away. It's just whether I'll be willing to get involved. So we've got an unmitigated. No, that's Yeah, unmitigated here on ES. Dude. Then these lows probably is the next DOL. Why am I so caught up on ES? Anyways, it's important, but Jesus, maybe mark out NASDAQ first. Same lows, slanted as well, so I'll just pop them out. Just trying not to miss anything. So, potential scenarios. We resweep this high and take trade lower to this, or hey, let go, man. Or we just expand lower, potentially taking a 5-minute continuation down to these lows. And if we start exploding higher, I'll probably only look for 15-minute continuations. But again, this high is high resistance, this high is high resistance. So again, I'm trying to stay in line with that. Let's see what happens at open. Oh, like the setup's playing out before open, we're SMTing, but that looks like the perfect Judas swing, but it's just happening before open. 1 minute. Okay. Right. Manipulating higher. This is not relevant. Okay, I want to go to the 30-second time frame. Ooh, are we taking our first trade? I think so. I think this is about as A+ as it gets. I really think so. And I don't see any reason to go break even until these lows, or until ES takes these lows and that 15-minute. That would be my break even point. I think I was going to TP at these lows. I think it's a good setup. I don't see what's wrong with it. Yeah, I don't see what's wrong with it at all. I think this is A+. Personally, I trade Judas a lot better than anything else. So anytime it's past the first 15 minutes of the session, that's usually where I trade pretty bad. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, because this could be an L and I could have missed something, and I might need Reese to rejig my brain and get me understanding the IFVGs better. But I think this is pretty good. No need to fucking harp on. Just take it, See how it plays out. Oh no. Oh, I'm just class at this. If I could just do this in the live market, man. Oh my holy God. Bro, I think that is so A+. Like when have you ever seen an accumulation like this, a manipulation like this, and a distribution like this happen in the fucking live market? Please. This is back when ICT was just so simple. It just seemed so simple to me. But now you have to have all these confluences to just take a trade. Anyways, I'm happy with that. That's pretty good. Let's see what Reese has to say. Bruh, I'm so stupid. So I basically just watched Reese's thing. So he he took the exact same trade as me, except maybe I should look at the fucking higher time frame. That is not the highest time frame inversion on the 30-second. It's this 1 minute. It's the same trade. It's just obviously I just wasn't paying attention. He TP'd at these lows. Yeah, what else was there? There was just DOLs wise, again, it's the same premise gets played out, but just for DOLs, there is actually an unmitigated hourly here, which is actually quite nice with these lows generated beforehand. But other than that, the thought process is pretty much the exact same, which I'm happy with. But again, it's not really that's not a difficult date to navigate. Like, I think any beginner ICT trader could have taken that trade. Like, that's as simple as it gets. Like, if you can't take that, like, I think that's probably where I would probably quit trading for myself if I couldn't have taken that. So like, that was very, very simple. So there's not really much to have been learnt there. I mean, obviously it's good to know that when things are obvious, I can actually take them. So whenever they do play out, I will be able to capitalize. So yeah, that's all I can really say on that. Again, another thing Reese mentioned was these lows here. Why is that not a big deal? He was basically saying that because all these targets down here, it's basically like these lows haven't really done anything. So it looks like, oh, that's going to be high resistance because we're sweeping these out, going higher. But realistically, these lows aren't actually doing anything. So the 930 PO3 plays out from this manipulation, which is actually coming into this 15-minute for value gap with this intermediate term high here. Yeah, so let's just go to the next day before I fry my brain on an easy setup and use it for when things are more difficult. C'était très difficile. Again, on FX replays time. Daily, what is happening? Well, we're going in deeper into this fair value gap pause. Got this daily intermediate term high. What's ES doing? Same thing. It's intermediate term high here, but we actually still have the daily to mitigate on ES. But again, not to fade the higher time frame trend, which is lower, so keep this in mind. Also, we're barely creating a bottom wick here on Nasdaq. Delete these off the chart. God. These lows look well generated, and I think that hourly never mind. I don't know actually yet. 4 hours higher, but I think they're just too small to really give any weight to. I've got this 2 hour IDH. But I think the daily is probably going to be the main key level, even though we are, disrespecting bearish and respecting bullish. So we do, if we do get anything. Okay, sorry. I'm thinking while chatting, so I'm probably not making much sense. So we do actually have this 2 hour right here, which is unmitigated at open. So that could take us towards that daily intermediate term high. Or we can go to take the daily intermediate term high and trade towards this 2 hour for value gap. Again, on FX replays time. Same thing on ES, except we've actually tapped this 2 hour on ES. So we could potentially sweep this or create maybe an SMT would be nice as well. Again, same idea, but this is actually unmitigated on ES, so that's a good target. So actually longs are kind of looking nice, I would say. We are disrespecting, sorry, 1 second. Okay, so we're actually disrespecting this 30-minute. Jesus, there's just so many boxes, but I'm not arse labeling them. Disrespecting this 30 minutes, so if there's something maybe like a 15-minute, that could be a condition. No, 5-minute? Well, no, because it's not coming off anything. Okay, so just not really that relevant. I think it just shows that we're probably going to the highs first before anything actually happens. Yeah, I think, again, we've got this 30-minute on ES, which is not necessarily disrespected yet, but it kind of looks like it's in the process of being disrespected. So let's just see what happens at open. We can just tell by structure and then review where price is if the structure looks good. Okay, so let's go and do this thing. Okay, so we've hit the daily intermediate term high on NASDAQ. What do we do on ES? Holy shit, we do nothing. Do we have higher time? Lovely. That's just not good, I guess. Again, on FX replays time. Okay, now we've hit the intermediate term high on ES, but again, I would prefer to hit the daily fair value gap. Okay, so now we've got an SMT here with ES hitting that daily fair value gap. But this is calling a complete top. Chopping like crazy here, but we do have an SMT. Okay, let's just kind of have a look at what we're doing, where we're at, what's the time, etc. So we're intermediate term high on the daily. We do have a lot of generated liquidity up here. Some agreed over. Okay, we're coming out of this 5 minute, so technically high resistance, but is this 5 minute going to beat a daily fair value gap with an SMT high? I would say no, probably. We also have this 5 minute intact here as well, along with generated liquidity towards that. What was that? That was a 2 hour. Yeah, 2 hour fair value gap that's unmitigated on NASDAQ, but it was mitigated on ES. So we'll just see. I'm just going to take this off the chart. We know that it's low. Well, see if it's low resistance. So actually, let's just mark that out, and that could be a potential. Oh, sorry, one second. Yeah, so that could be a potential break-even point if we're in a trade. Let's see what's happening here. So, okay, we've got like 80 candles to try and inverse this 1/32 fair value gap, which is not good. It's going to play out to 15 minutes, 15 seconds. See what happens. Gosh. Temptation to go to the 5 second. Nah. I'll just stick what I'm used to. CISD. Oh, I like the displacement. I like the idea. Just don't like the way we're not creating any fair value gaps. I think I will tape read this one and not take it. Yeah, since I don't back it, I'd say I'll reach for a 1-to-1 and then break even at that low. Then on ES, yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, let's just see how this plays out. Good thing I didn't take it. Look at me, profitable trader, fucking preserving capital. Okay, we've SMT'd again. We have 1 minute. Maybe I need to check the higher time frame. Okay, cool. Oh, actually, Jesus, I'm not even paying attention to time. What the fuck? Okay, so now we've got. Okay, well, yeah, there was no real higher time frame candle manipulation, but now we do have that. Yeah, I better move this here just so I can see the time. So we're at 49. So let's see if this. Oh no, what's this? This is 30 seconds. Sorry. Okay, bro, what the hell? Let me zoom out. I'm getting lost in the lower time frame. So we're still in this. We've got this 2 hour above. No, it's an intermediate term high. Technically should be protected. Right, let's just see. So now there's no more SMT, but we're still manipulating. Okay. Right, so we're in that daily. got this 5-minute intermediate term low with this generated liquidity. We got this 5-minute fair value gap down here with all this generated here. We've got the higher time frame candle, the 9:45 candle going up here. We're sweeping out this, so this is a stop hunt. We've got this 30-second inversion. Are we coming into any higher time frame gaps? No. I like it. We've also got the same on ES. I like it. It just feels so high up that I feel like it's just going to fail. Because I know even when I watched his trades for a bit, he always said it needs to close below the manipulation leg. And even that one we don't. So maybe I'll wait for a CISD. But again, this could be the make or break of it, because I do hesitate the fuck out of good trades. Let's just see one more candle. Okay, we get a CISD. Are we closing below that? Yeah, okay, I'm going to take this and hopefully I don't get fucked. Right. Short position. Stop at the high. I'm going to just... So obviously my break even is going to be here, and I might aggressively trail. Yeah, I'm just going to gauge how price plays out. Do you have any break even points on ES? No. No, just if anything crazy happens. Okay, I'm going to place the order, guys. Okay, I'm not going to place the order, guys. Markets, save. Let's fucking do this, mate. Oh, bruh. Well, we're break even. Do we take all of our profits is the question. So we've hit this intermediate term low. What is it defending? Haven't really moved on ES as well, which is kind of concerning. Low-key might go down to the 15-second and then just trail aggressively if we get like a good 15-minute candle. Oh, fuck you then. Ah, God's sake, man. Break even. Fun. Jeez, I actually honestly get more emotional on fucking FX replay than I do on... Though maybe I should have... Because let's see now. We had this moving in. On ES, came down here. That's this low on NASDAQ. So that's a massive SMT when it hits there. I think I should have just taken my profits. 1 to 1 to 2.5. That's good enough. Greedy mofo in the building. Let's see what Reese has to say about this. And yeah. Oh man, could have had 2 wins. You know, get that backtesting P&L up, man. You know, we'd be so rich in backtesting. Anyways, let's see. No, see now. Okay. Reese took a different trade. But he did say this one was good. But I think it's probably unfortunate it didn't play out to my TP. But again, no need to be greedy when you have one to 2 or in the bag. But the one that Reese took was off this sweep here and then this 30-second inversion. which I faded again because I think we probably classified the daily fair value gap differently. I mean, he took a break even on this as well. He's aiming for a 1-to-1, and it saved him from a loss. But I was talking about how at this stage we did hit the... Oh no, we didn't. Yeah, sorry. So on ES we actually haven't hit the daily fair value gap the way I saw the daily fair value gap anyways. Sorry, I'll just try to get on ES, not on NASDAQ, but because I had put it to the wick here, so maybe he's putting it to the body, because there's a volume imbalance. I know people mark it out like that. For some reason, I just like to be conventional, even when there's volume imbalances / new weekday opening gaps. So that's why I faded that one. If it did hit the daily fair value gap, then I probably would have taken it. I just realized he's probably going for like a whole month of data, and I'm taking hella long with each trade setup. But I think for learning, I'm probably going to do this whole thing even over a few days, and I might post like a part 1. But I might aim for today to do maybe a week of data, because I just want to be fresh when I'm making the decisions too, without being, just absolutely bollocks that I'm just making terrible decisions and I'm not really learning anything. So this might end up just being part 1, I would say. Okay, new day, because I'm already getting kind of fried, because obviously I have to review what he did as well, learn from it, stuff like that. Oh, why did I skip on? I probably should have gone over what actually happened. Oh, bro. Or no, because it was pretty much what I said for most of it. Maybe I will go back. Okay, it's just more to the higher time frame maybe. So again, got this intermediate term high in the daily fair value gap. Again, he said that this hourly as a DOL. It was a 2 hour I just saw, so it's the same idea. It was an interesting perspective actually. He started talking about low resistance versus low resistance scenarios. So we had the daily intermediate term high below, and then we had this 2 hour, well, he said hourly fair value gap below, and we're ranging within this. So this is a low resistance versus low resistance scenario. So you don't really want to be trading, say, within this range, like catching a trade there, because again your stop won't be protected, because we could so easily do that as well. So in low resistance versus low resistance scenarios, because he has a video on DOLs, which is actually one of the best videos I've ever seen, because it goes over literally every way you can possibly react in the market. So like when you kind of go into each session, it's like you can't really be too like confused on what's going on, because it just prepares you for everything. But anyways, so it's either to hit this side of the low resistance range, which would have been the 2 hour, and then from there you can take it towards the opposing side, or alternatively, which this is the one that happened, we hit the daily, so the buy side of the low resistance versus low resistance scenario, and then take it towards this. But also what can happen is if there is some further targets, you can take continuations, again, either side of this as well. So yeah, that's just something that he went over about this scenario, so you can see it even here. So we're ranging. I might go to the 5 minute maybe, just to kind of get the general gist of that. So ranging in low resistance versus low resistance, choppy, and then we take the buy side of the low resistance, and then we distribute lower, and then again eventually to the opposing side. Right, let's get to this session now and get on with this, so I can actually finish the week, because I'm actually getting quite tired right now. Okay, we are coming out of this daily fair value gap, this intermediate term high. We're in this 4 hour fair value gap right here. 4 hour fair value gap right here. What have we got in ES? Same thing. 4 hour fair value gap right here. Again, this weekly low is still intact on both assets. move down the time frames. So it looks like we've got some sort of low resistance here. Bro, what the fuck? Similarly here. So we will have a 30-minute at market open right here. And I'm going to presume it's going to be the same on NASDAQ. Yeah, we have the 30-minute right here. So what is this 30-minute defending? Well, all this low resistance coming out of a 4-hour fair value gap that came out of a daily fair value gap, which also has this weekly sell side below. So are we expecting it to defend this? Well, no, I think you'd expect it to fail. That's my prerogative going into the market open. Coming out of this 5-minute for value gap, just in case there's any agreed upons. So actually, this would be a beautiful agreed upon DOL if we get a nice setup. Like, so say at market open, this will be my ideal scenario. Is we manipulate, get some sort of inversion, and then we can take it towards the 30-minute fair value gap as an agreed upon, because it's agreed upon because if we're going to go higher, we're going to need to go here to go higher. So we go to the 30-minute and then we can bounce off that to go higher. Or if we're going to be bearish, it's just going to bleed through it. So again, it's like, yeah, my instinct is that it's going to bleed through it because it's, what is it defending all this low resistance, but it doesn't have to. And if we can get a trade just towards that, then that's ideal because we're catching our piece of the pie, basically. Okay, so let's see what happens at open. No, don't do that. Oh, wait. Oh, I need to go back, please. Okay. This is where I want to go back. We've got an SMT here, which counts as a sweep of liquidity. So I just want to see what's on this manipulation leg. Please be a 15 second. Please be a 15 second. Okay, we got a 15 second here. Holy chop, though. I'm going to go out back and sit through this chop because it's backtesting. So if I saw this at 9:35, so we've got 9:30. Okay, I'm just going to take this, even though this is like hindsight oopsie doops. But again, it went too fast and I actually just want to see the concepts play out. Got this SMT. No, we don't. What am I talking about? Bro, what am I talking about? Jesus Christ. We don't have an SMT there. Do we? No, we have a pre-market SMT. That doesn't count. What am I doing? Yeah, so no trade here. God damn, bro. I'm fried. So then we bleed lower. We hit the 30-minute. Unfortunately. We don't on ES, so this still could be considered low resistance if we get something, I would say. And potentially a continuation through it. Do we have anything? 5-minute? No. Okay, we've hit it on ES now as well. Jesus, not even getting. No, I'm not taking that. It's just the high. So this, okay, let's just tape read this one. So pattern wise looks good, structure wise looks good. For some reason I feel like Reese is just going to take this because he's going to have something against it. But again, you'd probably be break even at this stage. But I just think this is a really high resistance high that you're targeting. So if SMTs, if you break even, beautiful, just plays out. I think that's honestly my biggest pet peeve is when I think a setup's bad and then it plays out and everyone's like, that's a good setup. Maybe it was. I'll need to review. So what time is it now? So we're getting 10 o'clock open. So it's 10 o'clock. So we've got this 15-minute, which could be used as an agreed upon DOL or potentially continuation if I wouldn't take a continuation off it just because I wouldn't, We got a 5 minute agreed upon on NASDAQ. Again, it's really going to depend on structure here. I'm going to need structure to be pretty decent because this is a very sharp turn. Oh. Okay, we've got another 5 minute right here on NASDAQ. Probably just need to zoom out for 2 seconds as well, just to kind of. So you've got this CISD on the 15 minute with this inversion. Some like just my intuition is telling me this is a good trade. We're coming out of this 4 hour. We got an hourly unmitigated. Yeah, we got an hourly unmitigated down here. It's very far away. Got a 30 minute. Ooh, it's just it's hard to know, man. We tapped the 15 on the S. Of course we have probably. Oh no, sorry, that's the 15 there. It's also an S&T here. I feel like this plays out. So we've got that 5 minute there. It looks like relatively. It's not low resistance, but it's not high resistance either, I would say. I think I'm going to take it. Is that bad? Is that bad if I'm going to take it? For some reason, I feel like it's only good if you don't take trades or something. I'm going to go for a 1-to-1 since I got fucked on my last one. Okay. Right. 1-to-1 order is being placed and processed through the NASDAQ. Oh, no. 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 No! Nice. Oh, I guess we can learn from something, I guess. You get anything else? Just explosions, man. What? God, I tend to get on the wrong side of the market sometimes. Only 5 minutes they played out. No. No. Just a don't retrace day. Okay, we got this unmitigated 15. Okay, this is going to be. I'm not going to take it. For learning purposes, potentially. No, but we've taken it on ES. Let's just tape read it, I guess, then. Get this 30 second, but then it fits into the 1 minute, so that invalidates it. 2 minute. 1, 2. So we get this 2 minute inversion. Got low resistance. Takes 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 candles to this place is not bad. This ES is lower time. And we got another SMT. Would you believe it? Ugh. What time is it? Ooh, 11 o'clock. Yeah, we're not taking this. But let's see how it plays. Bro, why are all the trades that I'm not taking playing out? Oh my god. God damn. God damn, man. Okay, let's just see what Reese has to say about that day. Bro, I can't even remember what my idea was. Oh yeah, it was after 4 hour. Yeah, I was going to short after 4 hour. Let's see what Reese says. Okay, oh Jesus, what the hell? Again on FX replays time. Right. We don't have ES, but we have NASDAQ, so so what Reese was talking about was this 1 minute inversion off of that 30 minute or 15 minute, which ends up playing out. He didn't take it. Same reasoning as me. High resistance, high, things like that. He didn't really go over anything else with the rest of the price for today. I think it's mainly because of how just much we're expanding. Trying to call a top in a really bullish day. I think realistically, once this gets respected and we start moving higher like this, I probably should just accept that I'm probably wrong on the day. But again, the higher time frame idea was quite similar. He introduced even EQ for this move down here as well to kind of add an extra confluence to this 4 hour fair value gap which we were coming off of. I think that was really it. There wasn't too much more. Everything else in our thought process is pretty much the same, except he didn't get caught up in the fucking bullshit at the end. So let's go to the Friday, and I think I might leave it after this because first off, I'm running out of time here. I have other commitments to attend to, and I'm getting tired. Good God. Geez, I don't know what happened there. So we're into Full Port Friday. Full Port Friday. I only realized that I'm like an hour into this, and like Reese's videos, I'm only like 20 minutes in, so there's definitely going to be a part 2. So I'm just going to clear all the drawing. Okay, actually no, I won't. That one. It's only one more day to put down. Okay, come on FX replays time, I guess. Got myself a decaf for the Friday, so it's because it's late in the day. Right, okay, what have we got? Yeah, we're coming out of the daily again. We're loving this daily gap. This is that 2 hour, I believe, right here. Well, FX replay catches up. So we are displacing away from that 2 hour gap, and we're coming into another 4 hour gap. 4 hour gap we're coming into. So coming into this 4 hour gap. Okay. Got this 4 hour unmitigated as well, lower down. I think I'll just have to gauge order flow on the lower time frame. Okay. Got this hourly here. So we're disrespecting bullish. Geez, actually, we haven't had one retracement in the whole move. This looks like high resistance versus high resistance. So, because we're coming into this 4 hour creating a low, we're coming out of this daily creating a high. So, realistically, we're in this high resistance versus high resistance. Okay. So, maybe we get our thing. Now, high resistance versus high resistance is where I basically cannot trade for shit. So we got this premium bearish fair value gap, bearish hourly fair value gap. Oh, Jesus. And got no bullish fair value gaps. Okay, potentially, if we start... Right, and again, these are like, I'm actually going to be kind of interested to what Reese has to say here, because I can't trade these conditions for shit. So what I'm thinking is, if we disrespect this 15-minute fair value gap and start creating maybe even some 5 minutes or 15 minutes, we can catch continuation towards this, I'm guessing. or we need to wait for this to be disrespected so we can take a continuation to the high then. So I guess it's about confirming DOLs, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm guessing. Okay, I'm just going to have to look at ES now. So same thing. I mean, a 4 hour on ES. We are indeed. So we're in a 4 hour here as well. So same scenario. Let's just see what open does, and then I can react to what's happening. Going higher. Whoa. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to take a trade out of this, because this is protecting high resistance, but it's also targeting low resistance. But what we do have is an unmitigated 4 hour below it. So potentially, if we're looking at, we've got the weekly obviously still below. We've got a more discounted 4 hour down here. So potentially, if we're weighting defense and attack here, we could probably say that this hourly is going to beat this 4 hour attack, depending on what the liquidity looks like. Any agreed upon, like, because this is, low resistance down here. I'm going to see if a setup forms, and I might just post hoc take it and see what when I see it, I'll basically weigh up the arguments for and against it. Okay, we got a 30-second there. Are we coming into anything else? No, so that's the highest time frame. Okay, what's ES coming into? So we're in that hourly on ES as well. So yeah, literally same scenario. And do we have discounted 4 hours here as well? We do, so we have that DOL on ES still intact as well. Geez, I think I was blocking the mic there. So basically just saying ES also has that discounted 4 hour as well. Low resistance. 930 has done nothing. It's a pretty immediate inversion. We have the stop hunt here. Got all these low resistance lows down here. Bruh. So upon a Friday, are we going to be green or red on the week? It's a healthy close. Do we have any break-even points? We've got this 2 minute on ES, which could be used as a break-even point, just because of the conditions we're in, I'm thinking. And on NASDAQ, do we have anything on NASDAQ? Go break-even? No. Look, I'm going to take it. It's backtesting at the end of the day, but I still try to take it as serious as I can. And we'll just see how it plays out. And so we've got this break-even point on ES. So Though the only thing is that's so close that if we hit it, like, what's the point in taking the trade? Yeah, I'm just going to take it. Bro, the heart's racing. The stakes are high. Are we going to end the week on a loss or a win? Okay, so we've taken the 2 minute on ES. Oh, God, the dilemmas here. Do we go break even? So what is this 2 minute defending? Bunch of low resistance, but it's also defending a high resistance. High resistance because it's coming out of the Jesus, I am tired. High resistance low because it's coming out of the 4 hour. I think we go break even. Ooh, am I going to rue this? Bro, I'm getting so nervous. Oh, you bastard. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, let's see what Reese says. Oh no, that's so irritating. Yeah, that's just irritating, to be honest. Okay, let's see what Reese says about this. Yeah, so basically I'm going to be very interested in what he says about the break even, but also I'm going to be kind of interested to see how he actually navigates the high resistance versus high resistance scenario to actually develop a bias and get basically a trade idea. So let's see. Yeah, so Reese took the same trade, but he got in on FX replays time, like here or something, and he was holding to the 4 hour low, the 4 hour intermediate term low. Jesus Christ, FX replay is so slow sometimes. Okay, don't think it was there. It was like here. I can't. Like here or something. You didn't even look at that 2 minutes, so maybe I'm over mechanicalizing my break evens a bit. But I just thought with how. But again, I'd say this probably would have ended up. Well, it technically played out to here. What was I targeting again? 15 minute or 5 minute? Oh no, that's something else. I suppose the 3 minute intermediate term low. But anyways, yeah, so I targeted that would have been a win, but he held through all this, I believe. And oh no, it was down here. Man, I don't fucking know. Yeah, it was down here and he was holding through all of this. Yeah, then taking it towards the... And he still wasn't break even here, I don't believe. It was when it hit the 1 minute up here, it hit the 1 minute fair value gap, and he said once it gets a rejection wick, he'll close break even, but then he ended up closing the 80% of the position, and then it would have gone to break even. Oh, and then the low was actually down here. So I think this was really an inevitable break even, no matter where you take it to. But again, I had it in a lot earlier. So even if I just taken a 1-to-1, would have been good. So look, I think I'm going to leave it there, and I might come back and do the rest of it because this has been pretty beneficial. What are the main things I've going to take away? Again, I don't think there's much I can learn right now. I'm going to rewatch this video like a few times for myself going to rewatch Reese's video a few times for myself to get my thought process and really critique on the way that I view things. Just off the dome. So I've taken a win, a break even, a loss, and a break even. Yes, I think that's it. So did my 2 break evens prevent wins? Yes, they did. Both my break evens prevented wins. So that's something to look at. So I think today I obviously focused more on the attack versus defense. Yeah, I'm not going to draw it, to be honest. It's basically attack versus defense, basically making sure that my key levels are protecting high resistance. So let's say we've got a high resistance low here just because maybe it's tapped into a higher time frame PDR or something, and then we get a key level coming out of that, and then we generate a bunch of low resistance, like let's just say the ideal scenario, you get a manipulation and play it through. So this key level is protecting high resistance and then targeting low resistance. So I think I did a better job of getting in line with that, even though some of the scenarios like this one here was high resistance versus high resistance on the higher time frame. Kind of lost my bearings after deleting everything, but yeah, between this 4 hour and then the 1 hour, it was high resistance versus high resistance. But what Reese was saying pre-market was that it was actually low resistance versus low resistance structure on the lower time frame. But anyway, so like kind of getting in line with these, but then even when it is say like a high resistance versus high resistance, kind of gauging maybe the lower time frame structure leading up to that high resistance high, then you can maybe classify this as maybe a lower resistance, higher resistance high, and still take a trade if the structure is good. Also weighing PDRAs and discounts and all that jazz. So then basically when you're in better, higher quality trades is what I'm saying, and the break evens should be happening less, like, you know, like I'm going break even just too much, like off of anything I can see. I'm like, okay, it might reverse there, I'm going break even. It might not be a good idea, because realistically that would have been 3 wins and 1 loss, but it ended up being 2 break evens, 1 win, 1 loss because of that. So realistically, I think main thing here is good job on getting in line with what's happening, what your key level's defending and what it's attacking, and picking the high probability scenarios. However, due to obviously me taking bad trades a lot beforehand, I am trying to get break even too fast to protect capital, but I'm taking high probability setups, so the break evens need to loosen when I'm taking these higher probability setups, which I should be taking all the time. So in general, the break evens need to loosen up a bit, and really where price is likely to reverse, not just a 2 minute fair value gap on ES, for example. So I think that's where it is. I'm going to watch these again, watch Reese's again, and I will probably film a part 2, but that was quite exhausting because I've been here for nearly 3 or 4 hours now, just between recording and watching Reese's video. So I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I'm going to save this session. How the fuck do you save a session on FX Replay? If I leave, let me cancel. Let me figure out how to save it. Yeah, I think I've saved it now. So I can return to dashboard. I'm just going to see what the analytics of that session looked like. Long video. Oh man, I need to get out of this chair. I already traded today as well for 2 break evens, so we're taking break evens a lot, brother. Ask me later. I want to see my fucking thing. You can just skip ahead because I'm not editing this out. Okay, it looks like I'm editing it out. Okay, so this is the calendar from that week. It's not actually that bad, to be honest. I mean, like, you know, if that was a normal week, I'd be pretty happy with how I performed. Again, one trade. We can refine mistakes, and to be honest, the loss is definitely avoidable just because of how much we were trending. If we can fix the break evens, these are 2 wins, so I don't know, you can't complain. So again, I will record more onto this probably later in the week because I don't want to fry myself this early in the week just doing a bunch of back testing and shit. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Yeah, I don't really have an outro. Good luck and have a happy day.